obviously I'm still invested in this stuff emotionally.
I get it, yeah.
To feel like I have to bring it up again and clarify.
No, the only reason I'm ever going to do stand-up again is because of this one joke that has never worked. And then I tried for, like, seriously, I very mildly attempted to do stand-up for, like, a year. Mm-hmm. And there was just one joke that just never fucking worked. And I've always known it could. I just couldn't figure out. I just could not figure out. I couldn't graft this. I just really couldn't graft the sentence. And, and I did so much shuffling. And one day, the only reason I'm going to do it is just to get up there and make this joke. And I don't know.
Just that joke and walk off.
Yeah, it might just be this.
That's what
this terrible fucking thing I've set out for myself, but I'm gonna happen one day.
Do it, sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's gonna get me up there.
I love that.
That's the thing is, I'm mad. I'm mad and I hate myself for not being able to. So that's what's gonna make me get up and do stand up again one day. Not right now.
It's as good of a reason as any.
I think so. I mean, most people normally do comedy because they hate something about themselves.
Sure. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Just one?
I don't think so. I mean, that's an easy perspective to have, but, I think it's more complex.
Well, I mean, you also have to love a lot about yourself for you to, want to be hey, look at me. This is worth,
I'm worthy
this
of
is
your
worth
time.
enjoying. Yeah. You will enjoy this.
Yeah, I mean, that's any performer, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
It's any, person who gets up on stage and says, what I do is worth it. Is worth your attention.
Mm-hmm. I mean, normally, if you're just sad and hate yourself, you just take yourself away from everybody, you know? Whether, you know what I mean?
No, I do.
Nobody can see it. But I'm saying, that's kind of where, the narcissism sort of helps and carries you to, try and progress and move forward away from that sort of hatred towards yourself. I can't afford a therapist, you guys. So you guys are adjunct standing in right now. If you could just be pretending to write something, that'd make
doing
me feel
it right
better.
now. Yeah. We'll add the sound effect in later.
So you were saying that kind of the idea that nothing might pan out with performance. So have you kind of resigned yourself to it's just going to be this thing that I kind of just am constantly lightly doing just for the sake of
I would not say that I've resigned myself to it. I'm very happy with
You know what I
mean?
Totally.
And I point that out not to be whatever.
Right.
But
you've found a good groove.
Yeah, this is my equilibrium.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to be involved to the extent that I'm involved. And if I needed more, I'll do more.
Yeah.
And I'm truly bought into this idea that only do it if there's nothing else you can do. And I'm happy. I'm happy with my job. I'm happy with my creative life. I'm happy with my relationship. What else is there?
Yeah.
Why try and find more?
I've told myself from very early in improv classes that I find this acceptable. This amount of exposure. And I don't know. I've always never tried to ask too much of myself. So it's kind of this is if I could just kind of have this sort of network right here and just be able to lightly throw myself into things and people just be okay, yeah, I know you, let's do this thing for the rest of my life. I think I'd live a longer life. I think I think I'd enjoy life more and I'd do more things. I got to a point where I just didn't need to have a whole lot more. And I totally get that.
Yeah, and people say the grass is always greener. I mean, that's I could always have more, and that's a very striking thing. Just knowing people that have made it more in a relative sense to me. They still say the same thing. It's I could always be doing more, and I could always be doing better. And it's so this never leaves you. This constant sense of searching.
Yeah. See, I just want to make friends with those guys and then ride coattails when they take off. You know what I mean? If nothing else, I can just kind of have fun and then be like a random comedian in LA showing up in a Judd Apatow movie every now and then. You know what I mean?
I get.
I'd be super into that. Just at that
coattails
level.
are great.
So wait, just to take it back kind of all the way. So you grew up in Texas.
Yeah.
In Austin?
In Houston.
In Houston.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel about Houston? You like
Houston?
Houston?
As much as a person could feel about Houston, I actually immediately take that back because I suppose the mayor of Houston has a really deep connection to Houston, and I don't really. I mean, Houston's fine. Like, it's a fine city. It is, however, like a big city of, like, you know, tons of people that, like, you can. I've met people from Houston that say, "Oh, I'm from this part," and I'm like, I don't know where that is because it's so massive.
Spread out.
Yeah, totally. Came here for school?
I came here for school. Yeah.
You went to UT?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right on. And then you're just like, this is where I'm at.
Yeah, this is where I am.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Same Z's. Yeah. 16 years later. 17 years later.
Yeah, I mean, why leave? You
Yeah.
know, it's Austin's such a great place.
Yeah, I don't plan on it unless somebody wants to give me a contract to something crazy in LA or New York.
I feel like I'd still always come back to Austin though. Like if that ever happened, I'd be like, yeah, no, I'll live there for a little bit. But I think I don't know. This was the first time I'd ever wanted to move away.
I mean, yeah, sure. If I get rich and famous, and there was a chance that I could afford property in Austin still somehow.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Woof.
Am I right? Property taxes.
All the robots coming in, buying everything.
Yeah, those robots are just...
Goddamn
Those robots are
robots.
landowners now.
Ruining our neighborhoods.
It's gonna happen.
It's a good place.
Absolutely.
I mean, relative to, like...
Especially
you know,
for
the
like
alternatives.
yeah, like that kind of
No, like,
attitude is
you know, just... What is it? Anywhere in California.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago, New York.
Right.
Like, other, you know, big, like, improv towns. Or just, like, creative hubs. Or whatever.
When you first came here, was that around the time period that improv was kind of blown up? Because I came around 2000, and 2005 I graduated, and then it started getting big. So I kind of missed it would have been peak time for me in
Yes and
college.
no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 90s, like, the Hideout was, like, they're old.
Right.
Mhm.
So, like, they, I think have the most, like, storied history in Austin as far as improv goes. But I feel like it really started to take off in, like, 2009, 2012, 2010. I don't know, that like, time frame. But, like, there's just so many theaters here now.
Yeah, now. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because I was doing, like, my acting itch was kind of taken care of by doing haunted houses. I would actually do outside entertainment.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
And so I was doing
spooking.
Well, I was doing comedy outside, basically. I was doing comedic, like, monster characters
Interactions and stuff like that with like people waiting in line.
Yeah, so I was look horrific, but would come up and just be, like, ridiculous, you know, like what they didn't expect, and then you could get a scare out of them, or one of the other people would scare them. But I was just line entertainment.
Yeah, make them laugh, and you make them scream.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Hey.
so, like,
Dude.
doing all sorts of weird stuff like that, and which was perfect, and then stopped doing that, and I was like, I gotta do something again. And so and then fell into the improv scene here. Thank goodness.
How'd you find out about it?
I honestly just Googled improv, and I was like, because I did not know much about long form. I knew, you know, about short form from experiences in high school and college, and, you know, what you see on TV. And there was, I felt like there was a little bit of a stereotype about it in the circles I went in. Like, there was one or two actors at the haunted houses that were more serious, and they were like, yeah, I'm doing some improv and stuff, but there's still a little bit of nose turning of like, oh, well, I do improv. So so I went and just tried out a free class, and was like, yeah, this is it. I think I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do it. So
That's cool.
yeah, it was super simple.
You started a TNM, right?
Yeah, I started it. Yeah. In
Yeah, I
fact-
think we started around the same time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then one of the people started Level Zero with me was we're in my first like troupe. So, and she's up in Chicago now, I think.
Right on.
So yeah, good times.
It's funny, the line entertainment for the horror, like for haunted houses, are the reason I fucking hate haunted houses. Well, like I haven't gone to a haunted house in a long time because when I was like 6, I went to a haunted house because there was a Beetlejuice guy was out front, and I loved Beetlejuice. And I was like, this is gonna be fun. And my mom kept trying to talk me out of it. And I was like 6. This is a grown-up haunted house, like with like chainsaws and demons and stuff.
That'll spook you.
No, yeah. And I got in, and it was like I was a brat. I was good at just screaming until I got the thing I wanted. And yeah, no, I was like, well, it's Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is fun, you know, because there was a kid's cartoon about Beetlejuice that sort of made him less of a dead rapist and more of just a fun. I mean, because in the movie,
is that what Beetlejuice is?
Yeah,
I mean,
in the movie, he wants to
He's stealing
have a
what's her
child
name,
bride.
yeah.
He tries to marry and keep.
He fondles
I always
that.
thought of it as more of an arranged marriage.
Right.
But
right.
he arranged
forced
it by
arranged.
force, and
Yeah.
the
And
parents
he-
had no say in
He
it.
definitely sexually assaults that
you
cut
put
in
it
half
that-
lady.
you
And
put it that way.
Yeah. He's just a seedy character, but in the kids' show, you know,
Right.
they're friends, and
Yeah,
he's
that's
like
right,
he's
yeah.
like the genie. And
he's weird and
yeah.
he's got bugs in his teeth.
yeah, he
Crazy.
constantly they go on adventures. He's like Doctor Who or something.
Yeah.
And then it was just my mom slapping people in a haunted house to get to the other side because they were terrifying me, and I'm just crying, and she just has to drag this little 6-year-old kid and just hit people like, it's fine, I already gave you my money, just get the fuck out of my way kind of thing, because I had to go inside, and now I just don't
Do
do
haunted
those.
houses have a safe word?
They should.
The ones I worked at did. If you said you wanted out, they would stop and they would get you out.
That's good.
Yeah.
Really, just like straight up, you just say, I don't want to do this anymore.
Especially with those like really immersive
Yeah.
experiences.
Were
Yeah.
you like, did you do like high production value kind of haunted houses?
Yeah. I worked for 3 actually in the haunt, and then
Was it the
did
one by
marketing as well.
ACC?
Yeah, they moved, but yeah, I did that one. Mansion Terror and Nightmare Factory.
They were fucking intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I worked with them for a long time. I actually started with them the first year, and then kind of flopped into some other stuff, did some marketing for other places, and came back to them. But yeah.
It's fun.
Oh yeah, it is, and it's an interesting, just kind of business on all. Like
Yeah,
this-
it revolves around just like spooking people.
Yeah.
and it's seasonal too, and there's very much a type of person that does it too.
Like, can you describe that?
Yeah, well, most of them, yeah. It's but I don't know. Man, there's some real weirdos.
Well, it's like I saw that documentary that came out probably like 4 or 5 years ago. It was like American Horror or something.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All of those guys that do the haunted houses, I like they remind me of you because they're just super pleasant, goofy guys that kind of like none of them are just dark, sort of abysmal people like you would think would be at the core of this.
Those are
this
the
sort of industry.
actors. Those are the actors generally. Like I find,
Yeah.
I find that because it's usually younger,
They just want to fucking scare people.
They're they're I mean, there
Feel
are a
powerful.
lot of goth kids and whatnots, and and they. I mean, I get it.
Yeah, you wanna,
it's
like-
fun, but it's there's very
So
much
you want to
like
make
a
an
type of
experience,
person.
and they want to just like take some shit their dad
Yeah,
did down.
it's like
Would
you went
say
too
that
far that
It
time.
was sadistic at its core.
I don't think the people that are running the businesses.
Right, but like the actors, do you think that their
Some-
motivation was sadistic?
Some of them are, but the
Yeah.
ones that move up and like stick around aren't. The ones that like because
Makes sense.
myself and my friends became managers and actually like some of them are doing full time now and stuff, and they're good people,
Sure.
and
See, I've thought about doing one of those like the outdoor
Like volunteer.
ones, like where it's like the weekend and
Right.
like survive with zombie
Right,
outbreak or something. I've always wanted to kind of maybe do that. That would just be super fun.
yeah.
But have to be in the house and just do like a line of people over and over again.
Yeah.
that was kind of where I was just like, because then that's every time's a roll of the dice of somebody just getting real freaked out and hitting you. Did you ever take any?
Yeah.
Yeah, people like punch you in the face and stuff.
Young girls, like teenage girls, were the ones that typically hit more, and they would also kick. But after first year, I don't think I got hit in the face.
Okay.
First year was like just real quick learning.
Do they give people a talking to
Yeah.
beforehand?
Nightmare Factory had. Nightmare Factory was.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a real talking to.
Here's what's gonna happen, y'all.
Y'all gonna get spooked. Don't play it.
Keep your
Don't
arms to
play
your
it.
sides.
Yeah, and Nightmare Factory had a security crew that were like, these guys are bouncers.
Yeah.
Like, and they were just in there waiting for people. So, you screwed up, we flipped the switch, and security rushed in.
Oh, there's a switch.
Yeah. Depends on the hunt. Some video and all that stuff. But anyways, we're way off topic.
No, it's funny because I never asked, and these are things that I knew. I knew why I didn't want to do it is because I don't like getting hit in the face.
Yeah, the first 3 years I was basically in one room doing the same thing, but you just got to find ways to do it.
What was your thing?
It was in a it was a strobe light black light room, and I was in a like glow skeleton suit, and I had a keychain that would turn it off and on with fob. And so people would come in, and I would